All right, welcome back to the best damn training channel on YouTube. Back at the track today. A lot of jumping, a little bit of sprinting, mostly focus on like power development type day today before we go into the weight room tomorrow and hit another lower body session. Before we get started in today's video, I want to say thank you to everybody who purchased the unit combine program over the weekend. I really appreciate y'all. I sold a lot of programs and I had a feeling that this program was going to do well, but I didn't really expect it to explode the way that it did. So I appreciate you guys on that. I also want to remind you guys that we have a 7,500 subscriber goal and we're less than 150 subscribers away from hitting 7,500. And at 7,500 subscribers, I'm going to be giving away 4 pairs of Strike Movement trainers, which is the training shoe y'all see me wear, the red ones, the blue ones, those shoes. I'm going to be giving 4 pairs away on those. I'm just very appreciative of everyone who is here watching these videos, who is subscribed to the channel, who is buying my programs. I just can't express enough how much I appreciate y'all. So again, thank you to everybody who's buying programs, who's here watching the videos, who's dropping comments, who's likes, all the subscribers. I really appreciate y'all. So we're gonna get into today's training though. I haven't really warmed up specifically for the standing triple jump. I've done my sprint warm up, my acceleration warm up, so the legs feel good, but I'm probably gonna go for 3 to 4 quality reps on this. And as long as I can get close to 9 meters, I'm gonna count that as a repetition. So this first rep, maybe first 2 reps, might be a bit of a warm up as I'm kind of getting my legs underneath me. But last week I hit, I believe it was 9.2 meters. So that's like 2 inches past 30 feet, which is pretty damn good on a standing triple jump. I have an end goal that I want, and I want this to get to 10 meters. An 80 centimeter improvement on a standing triple jump seems like a lot, but essentially like what you're trying to do is get about 20 centimeters on each jump. So I'm not trying to think about adding 80 centimeters. I'm trying to create maybe 10 extra centimeters on this jump, and then 10 more extra centimeters on the second jump, and then maybe 15 to 20 centimeters as we continue that. And then each week, couple weeks, every 3 weeks, maybe we can extend that a little bit more so we can get close to that 10 meter mark. We're gonna go ahead and send it here on the first rep. Ooh, we're at 895 on that one. We'll call that rep number 1. 895 is good. One thing I want to talk about though is I released the combine program on Train Heroic, and there were some people that were a little bit upset about that because all my programs previously I've been releasing in PDF form. So you can click buy, download the entire program. You've got to save to your computer, save to your phone, however you guys have been doing it. And people really enjoy that. And really, I also like to enjoy that because I can make little write-ups with the programs and explain a little bit about the programs. The reason I chose to go with Train Heroic for the combine program is there has been a big problem with program sharing, with program reselling, especially in the PDF format. People have been buying PDF programs from me. I've seen them from Will Rattel. I've seen them from a few other coaches, and they're sharing these programs and trading them with other people, and they're reselling them for cheaper than what Will and I are selling our own programs for. So I needed to find a way to be able to kind of combat that a little bit. And what I decided to do was go with Train Heroic and keep the entire program in app. And the reason for that is it allows a little bit more security on my end. Having a program that stays in app is much harder to resell that or to share it with somebody else, because you've got to go through all the effort of trying to put it into an Excel sheet, create your own PDF, which a lot of people just don't want to do. Plus, going with Train Heroic allows me to add exercise demos, so I don't really need to do the PDF and have a write-up on how to explain everything. With the combine program, I've linked a lot of these YouTube videos showing me go through those exact same sessions that you guys are, so you guys could see the YouTube video, see the session, get a little bit more insight on like specific sessions, what I'm focused on, what I'm looking at doing, why I chose this movement, that movement, what the overall focus of that session is. And I've been able to link those into the combine program so you guys can have that in the app as well. So it kind of adds that security where I don't have to worry about people reselling my programs and sharing them. The sharing part, I don't really care too much about. It's the reselling part is what really kind of pisses me off, because not only are you reselling and undercutting the person that created the program. So if Will's selling a program for 50 bucks and somebody else is reselling it for 30, you're stealing money from Will. But a lot of people are also reselling these programs to their clients and acting like it's their own program, which that to me pisses me off. I've caught a few people here in Iceland that do that at other gyms that have been buying my programs, using them with their clients and acting like it's their own. So I do understand people like PDF programs. They like having the whole thing there. They can download it, print it off, write on it, put down their progressions and everything that they do with it. From the standpoint of being a business owner and somebody who needs to protect my business, going with an in-app variation and putting it in Train Heroic is going to add that level of security for me. And also Train Heroic allows me to add a little bit more features into the program, so you guys can have all of that at the touch of your fingers within the app, with the videos, the descriptions. You can track all your progress in-app. You can run the program multiple times and go back and see what you did the first time versus the second. The in-app, in my opinion, a much greater value than just giving people a PDF. But enough of the ranting on that. I'm gonna go ahead and get number 2 in here. We're gonna call that 9:18. All right, so I got 2 good reps in. I feel like I got 2 more in me right now too. So I'm probably gonna end up doing 4 reps on the standing triple. And for those, I didn't explain this before I got started, but this red cone is at 9 meters. That yellow cone is at 10 meters. So that gives you guys a little bit of a visual on kind of where I'm at on these jumps here. All right, let's go ahead and get rep number 3. What I feel like I need to do is take off both feet. I need to get this leg up and high and keep that momentum going and really drive underneath me. And then as I do that, just hang in the air and really try to create distance on that second jump. So that's gonna be the focus for these next 2 reps here. Jump out, cycle that leg through, push, and try to create that hang. I'm not expecting a huge increase from last week to this week. Oh, I went sideways on that one. That was terrible. Yeah, that's about 9 meters flat on that. I got a little crooked on that. Wasn't able to get me in the right position. All right, so those first 3 reps, I'm counting them all because they're pretty damn close to 9 or above 9. So I think the first one's like an 890 something, second one 918, third one 9 flat. All 3 decent reps on that. So I'm looking at getting to another 918, 919, 920 on this one. Oh, nope. That one was shit again. 890. Done with the standing triples. We're gonna load up the sled and go through that acceleration bound complex today. All right, we're getting ready for set number 1 of 3 to 4 total sets on this. So 2 repetitions of acceleration bounds with the sled. Rest as needed in between the bounds. Rep number 2, and I don't know if I mentioned this, but I got 50 kilos on the sled, which is roughly like 50% body weight. I'm a little bit under 100 kilos. I sit around 97, 98, close to 50% body weight. And then we got 2 sets of acceleration bounds, and we finish off the set with 1 20-meter acceleration, and we're just going to do that from a 2-point stance. And then the last rep for this set is just a 20-meter acceleration from a 2-point stance, and then that whole thing, 2 bounds with the sled, 2 without, 1 sprint. That's 1 set. Rest about 4 to 6 minutes in between, and I'm going to do this about 3 to 4 times today. All right, so the track team came in, which they never do, and I wasn't able to talk the way that I wanted to in the camera. So what I started doing with the acceleration bounds is I had an idea here. As I did my unresisted acceleration bound here, rather than doing a 20-meter sprint at the end, you can see I'm taking off hard for 10 meters and adding those sprints after the bound. So I think I'm going to keep that in over the next few weeks as the progression. From there, I went into finish with my kind of plyometric piece for the day. Did some low box depth jumps, something that would be a little bit more reactive than just doing the standard seated box jump that I did last week. So I added these in, which I didn't have last week. From there, I did do the seated box jumps again, trying to keep that angle around 90 degrees when I'm pushing off the ground. A few sets here. I think I was doing 3 to 4 repetitions on each set. Then I moved into the single leg altitude drop or single leg depth drop, a few repetitions on each side. go from there, do a few sets, and then that was going to be it for the entire session. But as always, I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.